So we are live. Hello to everyone. This is Sado, and we are joined today by Harry.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Harry. And our aim for today is to show you this beautiful game which is about to happen. LT Blackpearl and Abjab are going to fight in the tournament against Drachir and Papzakje. However I'm supposed to pronounce their names. I think I'll have a problem with this forever. To those that didn't watch yesterday's games, the tournament rules say that first they're about to play on a map called Cross. It's a fight map, and whichever team wins can pick the locations on the map, which is a pretty nice idea, I guess, because we can see some fighting before seeing kind of boring period of building, at least at the start. And it seems like it's about to
Seems
start
like they all
right
have a
now.
plan what they are doing.
Sorry, come again? Sorry,
Seems
come
like
again?
they all have a plan what they are doing.
Yeah, kinda. But they finally started. We should be proud of
Oh,
them, I guess.
expose, easy win for LT.
Yeah, gotta say that these guys are experienced with Xbox. Wouldn't be surprised to see them actually making that kind of
Yeah.
army. I mean, okay, Xbox and Lances. No, not so sure about it, but yeah.
Expose and X-Men maybe.
Yeah, more like it. Okay, so I think we can wait until this fight is over with trying to speculate who can win this game and doesn't, at least on paper, have much chance. Let's just enjoy the moment. Seems like the LTs are going in for Drachir, and it's probably a good moment for the Papzakje to intervene. No protection here.
But I think it doesn't even look too bad for the others.
Yeah, they called Blackpearl's troops in the middle, and it looks like they might.
Well decided.
Hard to say. Yeah. There's a problem on the right side, that's for sure. I doubt the left side can make up for it. Yeah, they seem to be in a better situation, but you can see that. Well,
Yeah,
not really.
they have no meal left now.
Still, the melee is so weak that if they would be very clever, there could still be a chance, but it would take a lot of time. As you can see, it's not so easy to beat the LTs in fight. And it seems like the LTs will be able to pick the locations.
They just left the game.
Well, it's actually nice that these guys don't mind us streaming, because when it comes to people less known in TeamSpeak community, I'm always a bit afraid if they can trust us, for example, stuff like this. We're actually from the same
Yeah,
clan,
but I
so
think they know that we are streaming because I think they wrote something that I watched the stream yesterday as well. So I think I know it.
oh, nice. You understood that much of the Dutch
Yeah,
chat,
it's
right?
kind of similar to English and German combined, but still a bit weird.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I get what you mean. I mean, I know English obviously, as probably everyone noticed by now, and and I know a little German, so sometimes it rings some bells, like Morgen. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know what that means. Uh, Stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, seems like the LT guys chose the bottom side, which is interesting because I think the top
Mhm.
side is better, has better locks.
Yeah. I can understand these two sentences completely. Of course, it's easy knowing the context, but yeah. You're just telling them that the winners take the locks and the losers take the other locks.
Yeah.
That's about my Dutch. Yeah. I'm hoping to see more games today. There's still, well, I think only the two games we've shown yesterday were played until this point, and
Hey, wake
well,
up.
the rules say that the games should be played
Yeah.
at the weekends, I think.
Will be difficult to see all games. And
Yeah, I think so. For example, I think Langer and Sokol are not here, so the Russians might not play against them, which would be a real shame because that was supposed to be the most interesting game
yeah.
in this phase. Like, probably nobody can say who's gonna win there because both teams are pretty good.
But I think there are some other games that are interesting
Uh,
as well. Like one sec.
okay, since we have some time, I can show the games list.
Like Tofu and versus Dima and Stocky will be interesting as well, I think.
Mm, indeed. Yeah, definitely.
This will also be my enemy, the winner.
So it's double interesting
Yeah.
for you, indeed.
And like Shady Mercenary versus Golden Soyo Del, I don't know how to pronounce it. Will
Yeah,
be interesting as well.
yeah. The Eastern beatdown. It's yeah. I think these two teams are on pretty
Yeah.
similar level. Uh, Apart from Destiny and Rakieta, definitely the best Russians right now in this game. When you look at it
Yeah.
overall, like both building and fighting, because there may be some better fighters, as the tournament shown a few weeks ago. I think it was won by Grandpa and Classic was second. Abjab was actually
Yeah.
third in that tournament. Okay, seems like we've started the game. Okay, so before we talk about the chances, what do you think about the map? Because yesterday's two games shown to me that it's pretty difficult. It's not, it's a bit different style. Iron is definitely something that you you get a bit later compared to other maps, and it's pretty interesting to see people building on this
Yeah,
map. What
it's
do you think?
like the logs are a bit different than the usual maps we are used to play, but I think that well, at least it's a bit balanced log-wise. I think that this log is a bit easier than everything else because, like,
Mm-hmm.
well, your forest is a bit far away, but you can plant here, you can plant here, and even here. Um, and you have fast iron here, so this log might be a bit better,
Mm-hmm.
but in terms, just watch here doing random stuff. Well, I've played
Yeah,
Black
come.
Pearls log once, and it was very hard, I must say. But it's still playable, so I think it's okay. What I'm more concerned about is the
Mm-hmm.
battlefield. It's a bit campy, I guess. Like the passages are a bit small for today's armies. But yeah,
Mm-hmm. Um, it kind of looks campy, I must admit, but I'm not sure if I can agree with you because we've seen two games yesterday. The first one was where the bottom team took these two positions and they were attacking towards the top. And there was some movement. They actually attacked and won. And in the second game, it was a similar situation, but attacking through here and here. And it also kind of worked because once the attacking team takes this position, or this position in the event of attacking to the top, then it's way easier for them. Of course, it all depends on what the enemy team has and if they have enough troops to just defend. Uh, but there's kind of a dynamic between two teams around the mountains, which go like this
yeah,
everywhere, and it's very important for your team to have two players together if it's if it's possible.
yeah. Well, I guess that's true. But like the top team can just camp like here, and the other team can camp like here. Of course, you can go to this where what we saw in the second game, I think,
Hmm.
where like like Don and Sion just stood here and they just went to the bottom, the enemy. So I think
Yeah.
that's kind of okay, yeah. But yeah, there are better battlefields, I must admit. I've seen better ones.
Uh-huh. I see your point. I would say that it's just as different
Yeah.
as the building part, something fresh. But I expected it to be way more campy, just like you said. But we'll see what happens here. Which brings us to the main question: what do you think of the chances of the teams here?
Well,
Trying to be
well, I
diplomatic.
don't really know the other two people. I don't know
Mhm.
how they're building. Their start seems kind of okay, I guess. So they definitely know what they are doing. So I
Mhm.
still think that Kuba and Blackpearl will win this because, well, I know them for a long time now, and I know what they can do, and I know that they are pretty good. So yeah, I think they will win, but it's still going to be interesting.
Mhm. Yeah, I can agree in 100% with your assessment of the situation. I think Abjab and Blackpearl are basically ones of the best teams, at least on paper, in this tournament. And given the fact that we know pretty much nothing about their opponents, Drachir and Papzakje, uh, it probably means they're gonna lose and lose big. But that's just our expectation because that they're playing against really good players, and if players are unknown, then it usually means they will not make a nice game. But of course, we'll have to see. Like you said, so far it all looks pretty nice. Like they don't seem to be making. Okay, I'm not sure. Papzakje is kinda late, I think. Only making the third quarry. Well, he still has time, so it's probably not a big problem. But it somehow feels like he doesn't have as many buildings as his teammates, for example.
Yeah, it's still fine, I think.
But maybe it's also depending
Yeah,
on the location they
because he had
play.
to go a bit
Oh, we'll see.
to the left to catch this stone mountain. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's a bit
Indeed.
slower start for this log, I guess.
Well, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of funny because I think eventually this log is easier, like you said. I mean, it kind of depends what you want because, for example, the gold on this log is pretty far away, no matter which of the
Yeah,
mountains you try to take. Uh, so it's a bit of a problem, especially that gold is one of two most important resources, I would say. Because without gold and wood, you can't really make the base. Stone, obviously, as well, but it's way easier to get stone, as it's always near your location. I mean, near your storehouse. So yeah, uh, it's not like this location is like very uh, I mean, much easier than the others. It just has, has a bit worse gold, and other stuff seems way easier than on the other locations. So I guess if you make gold okay, then you should be fine.
yeah. I think I would build the woodcutters a bit more to the to the north, and maybe make the road up to
Mhm.
here, and then maybe two woodcutters
Mhm.
here, and then I'm already near to the gold.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, he's kind of doing the
Yeah.
same, but a bit differently. I guess it would be better. Yeah, he has some wasted space there.
Mhm. I mean, if he has woodcutters there, I'm not sure if we
Yeah,
can
they
call it
will still
wasted,
plant some trees
because
there.
they will still plant here. Yeah, they need a square of 4 tiles to plant a tree, so that's
Yeah,
just good enough. And they probably wanted to go like there. Maybe gonna make their gold smelters
yeah.
here, something like this. We'll see, I guess.
And I wouldn't call the gold very far away despite to the other logs. I mean, look at this. This is far as well as well. This is far as well, and this is
Indeed.
far as
Mhm.
well.
As well. Yeah.
So yeah, everything is far away on this map.
As well. Yeah. Yeah. So you might be right. This lock is indeed the easiest by looks. Of course, there's not a lot of space here, so when you compare this lock to the
Yeah, that's true.
others, you can't really make too many farms there if you want to have space for your buildings.
Yeah, the player on the second game yesterday did pretty well with the farms on like something like here or something. I don't know. I don't remember really, but
Hmm.
something like that. So I think this was a pretty good pre-build. I don't know if it was a pre-build actually, but it could be a good one. So yeah,
Doesn't seem like he's gonna have some problems with stone, like I thought. So maybe it was a bit too quick for me.
yeah, well,
Looking at his teammate right now, hmm, everything looks quite fast. I wouldn't say that I can see any mistakes so far.
the green guy that didn't go for a farm right now. I think focused. He's focused
That's a
more on
mistake.
gold now. I don't know. Maybe he's
Hmm.
going for something like iron only or something, which we saw yesterday as well.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, if executed properly, this is a pretty nice idea for this lock. I think you have
Yeah.
4 iron mines, so yeah, it should work. They are quite close as well, so you can grab them quite fast. But he may also just be going for a bit later production of corn. Maybe he doesn't need it right away. And obviously, if you screw up gold, then you're gonna be in a very bad situation. Same about wood, which he can also do right now. So I guess he's just keeping his builders in the same area for now to make it easier to micro. And later on he'll probably move to the bottom and make some farms and iron
Oh,
production.
that's a pretty
I'm guessing
fast
that's the
iron mine
plan.
as well.
Oh yeah, indeed. Oh, that's a good idea, provided that he has enough wood. He kinda has still. Although he might need a few more woodcutters on the top of his base. Maybe not right away, but in a few minutes. Let's take a look at the LTs. See if we can spot any major mistakes.
Blackie already has his metallurgist soon.
Yeah, almost. Going for the inn. Yeah, seems like a nice timing here. 2 farms already. Going for second sawmill. Still has some wood in storehouse, which is nice, I guess. Making woodcutters here. Woodcutters are a bit, I don't know. But on this location, I guess kinda have to make it a bit late. He also probably is going for this one now, which should make it make his wood production fine. He's planting on the bottom. He's gonna be cutting right now on the left and a bit later on the top. I must say it's not that bad location, given wood production at least. Of course, you have to make a lot of roads, but you also have this forest if you really have to cut something more down. Of course, iron is pretty far away, but that's kind of normal on this map, I guess. Gold is quite nice. It's pretty close.
Yeah, that's the only log I think that has closed gold.
Indeed. Abjab probably going for a pretty compact base. Farms on the left. I'm still unsure, but probably gonna make most of the buildings here. Maybe some here if he needs.
Yeah, I guess so, because he's planting a forest here. So there won't be much space for anything else.
Right. He might cut down this one. That could give him
Yeah,
all
I
the
think he
space he
will do
needs.
that.
Still, I'm wondering if this is the best thing to do. I mean, with this mountain here, without it, it would be much better because you would have a lot of space here and you could just move the entire base towards the top and plant on the bottom, make farms on the bottom, separate the core of the city from those buildings which need a lot of space. It would also be closer to just start planting on the bottom of the base. But with this mountain on the top here, it's kinda doesn't make sense to make the base here. So I guess that's why he's going for the top. One really annoying thing there as well is that you have the iron mines here, which are kinda closer because most people will go for wood on the top right of this location. But all the coal is on
Yeah.
the other side. So you have to go here anyway,
Yeah,
kinda.
it's pretty annoying to do this, but I think he's going to store some iron and make some like triple smithies
Yeah.
or something.
Mhm. Yeah, like I said yesterday on one of the streams, it pays off to make the iron mines as early as possible, even if it means you have to make coal mines and the rest of the iron production later. You will still be able to store the iron and just take it from the storehouse whenever you have the
Yeah.
other buildings, because you are limited by the number of your iron mines, and it pays off to start getting the iron out as fast as possible. So I'm guessing that's the plan here. Papzakje is making some farms right now. Must admit, this is a pretty weird spot
Yeah, look at all these trees here.
for 3 farms. Yeah. Oh, that doesn't look too good. And here as well. Oh, well. I guess they didn't invent. I mean, they didn't discover that you can make some building plans if you lose the woodcutters so close to whatever you want to have buildings. And this probably means that, given that they probably don't know how to delete the trees, this base might start looking
Yeah.
pretty weird in a
And
couple of
also
minutes.
this very weird spot for farms, I guess, because like
Yeah.
where are you gonna build your iron production? It's pretty weird.
Mhm. Oh well. I wouldn't design this like that myself.
I want to say it kind of looks like Shadow Base, but
Yeah, I mean, there are some things even I wouldn't do, so I don't think so. Oh, whoa. Okay. Hopefully his teammate is
yeah,
doing
it
a bit
seems like
better.
he's doing a bit better.
I thought I saw a swastika here, but not exactly. But still, the road is pretty interesting.
Yeah, kind of looks like like a spider network here.
Mm-hmm. But other than that, it's not too
He's
bad.
fast iron, already planning some smithy.
Yeah, for this log.
Needs some coal mines now because he doesn't have one for his iron smelter, but he's
Oh,
going for
indeed.
it.
Yeah, I mean, the timings in this base seem nice. The planning could be better, but it's a bit dictated by how the location looks like, especially with this gold here. Um, so I guess he's doing pretty good. Especially the fast iron looks nice. You can see it's faster than what Blackie is attempting to do on a similar location. Uh, Obviously, it might mean that I was about to say it might mean that Drachir forgot about some other stuff, but I think he's doing what he should. Like, he has some farms, he's making a few more, and he's going all in for iron production at the moment, which seems pretty nice, I'd say, for the moment.
Blackie already has a pig farm though, so that's a pretty fast one.
Indeed. Yeah. Drachir still needs one. He's gonna make one right now, and he doesn't have corn yet. So I guess Blacky's farm was a bit faster. Yeah, you can see a lot of corn on the fields, so he'll have 2 farms working right away. Same with Abjab's farms, which are working pretty efficiently now. But like you can see, his iron is gonna be a bit slow now. Oh, look at this.
Hmm.
This starts to be looking worse and worse. The road work here
Yeah.
is very bad. There's like no shortcuts. It goes like this unnecessarily. Yeah, I'm afraid we're going to spend a lot of time of this stream in this base. And after the peacetime as well.
Looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, to say the least.
At least he's some
Yeah,
iron
but you
mines
can see,
soon. At
yeah,
least. At least that's something.
yeah. I mean, it might be one of those kinds of bases which look completely bad, but they work. But with these shortcuts, I mean, with this road work, I think it's not gonna work too well. He's missing shortcuts. He's missing proper planning. Yeah, he's just making his services roads from building to building unnecessarily too long. So he's gonna pay a big price for that, I guess. When you see something like this, you're supposed to delete the trees probably, because it costs you too much valuable space right near the center of the base, and you really can't just start building like this. You waste a lot of time for unnecessary roads, unnecessary self movements, stuff like this. It's the kind of thing that his army on peacetime might not be too good, but it's hard to say how much will he have. Maybe 25 iron soldiers. It all depends if, for example, he starts to have some big traffic jam or something like this uh, because of the road work. Speaking of traffic jams, okay, he just blocked his
Yeah.
stone install house, which was probably a good idea, especially that his inn is empty right now, so serfs are gonna spend a lot of time there. Okay, we'll see, I guess, but what I see so far doesn't bode too well for the top team. But like we said, it's kind of expected that the bottom will likely win this game. And I guess we'll see what happens, but we already have our opinion on that. Looking at Blackpearl right now. Pretty nice farms.
Yeah, very late iron, but it's very far away as well, so can't really say anything bad about that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, some too much corn stored.
Indeed. Shame. That stream has some problems with chat. Uh, okay. I think now it will work. Oh, look, a shortcut.
Oh, maybe it's listening to the stream.
Ah, there's 10 minutes
Ah,
delay.
that's true.
It's probably not possible unless you are a time traveler.
Well, this is weird as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can see they've got some potential, but I guess it's really pretty hard to get to know how to play if you are like relatively unknown. You don't play with the best players. So I think we still have to upload them for entering the tournament, and these bases don't look like total crap. He just doesn't know a few little things, I think. So he has a problem with the wood below the storehouse. Uh, but I guess you learn by making mistakes. And if Papzakje is going to watch the stream later, then a little advice would be to try to use the building plans around the woodcutters, or use the trick where you can remove a tree using a vineyard. Those is a trick with wine with normal field, but you basically make a wine farm here, and then you make a road in the same place, and you can build over this. Of course, you lose one plank, and you lose the tree itself, but if you really need to build some buildings in this area, then it's better to delete the tree other than wait for it to be cut. And definitely you can't be building like this. There should be at least a shortcut here, and maybe the farms should be like on the right side, for example. So because they take a lot of space, and it's better to not have them in the middle of your city, because look how big this is. If the farms wouldn't be here, if they will be more like there, for example, there, then the entire city would be in one spot, and the roads would be much shorter. And of course, yeah, shortcuts are really needed here. He's making one now, though.
Yeah, this is also something. When there's an object, like the serfs can't go into the entrance diagonally. They will always go like straight into it. And so when you're training your soldiers, it will take way more time for them to come out. So
Yeah, and there's one more problem about this position of the barracks. Actually, two problems. The first one is that you might need that coal,
yeah,
especially
and
on this
especially
location.
when you
And
build
the
other buildings as well on that.
yeah, what the hell? Yeah, you could see that you can make about 15 coal mines on this location, I believe.
Yeah,
16, so something like this, if I remember correctly. And the biggest problem of all here is that after you lose the barracks, like, I mean, after you lose a fight here, just look at what's
yeah,
happened when
yeah.
Zoltan was fighting here. You just lose the base, and that's it. If you build it like Hargon did yesterday on this side, it's way better because you are protected both by the mountain and by the teammate who is a bit closer, and he can get out his stuff from the barracks and rush to help you even after some kind of fight is lost, like here. So it still gives you a little time, and you will usually have a lot of buildings here, a lot of coal mines, which means that they can't just move in there to go
Yep.
to the barracks here too easily, because when you fight in the city, it's pretty easy to just control the situation, especially as you can destroy the buildings, or just you know that the entrance is so slow. I mean, small. Sorry, so small when you have a lot of
Yeah,
buildings here. That it's very hard to fight against an enemy that is
it's
camping
like a
in the
natural
city.
wall, something like that.
Exactly. So yeah, that's another thing that you'd like to avoid. Mm, there's 19 minutes until the peacetime. Doesn't seem like this is the fastest iron production,
Yeah,
by the way. Seemed like he's gonna make it much faster, but I'm guessing there must have been some problems in the base. I think the amount of wood might not be. Oh, sorry. Might not be ideal. Only two sawmills. That's a pretty serious mistake. At this point, he should probably have
yeah,
two
he's
more,
only
I would
for
say.
woodcutters, so that's, I guess, the reason for it.
Yeah, that's also not good. But I think it will be more of a problem regarding the later point in the game when he wants to make
Yeah,
some
he's going
weapons.
for 2 more woodcutters here, but he also could build
Mhm.
like earlier when he goes for gold and something like that. He could build just one woodcutter here, and later he could build a
Mhm.
second one here or something like that, and he would
Mhm.
already
Mhm.
solve his problems with wood.
That's possible. I mean, I'm not sure at what point of time he cleared
Yeah,
out
that's
this
true.
space, so he can actually make the woodcutter here because there was some stone there. But yeah, you're still right because there's definitely a lot of time that passed since the mountain was here. Uh, but yeah, I think the biggest problem is that he needs right now to have two more sawmills, and you can see that he has a lot of tree trunks. Well, he has some at least. Some of them are in woodcutters, some in the sawmills. So if he had one or two more sawmills, the situation would look a lot better, I guess. Uh, if you start making your iron weapons 17 minutes before peacetime, that's definitely way too late. You should do that at worst at 30 minutes, I think. Otherwise, you don't have a chance to have enough weapons for peacetime. But yeah, it's like that. The small mistakes can kill your base. And there's that I like the general idea here. It kind of works for this location, but the execution was a bit too slow in some aspects. And from some point in the game, you can see that the wood problem is gonna affect everything, and means like everything is going to be way later than you
Yeah,
need it. Yeah, just look at how it looks here. Looking at Abjab's base. Oh, actually, I would say that his iron isn't that that good either, but obviously had way bigger
but
distance to cover.
he's going for 3
And
smithies, so they will catch up a bit,
mhm,
but still a bit late for 3 smithies.
he still has a lot of iron ore in the storehouse.
Oh yeah.
So I'm guessing that he'll go for four even.
I don't think so. Maybe he will make
Uh,
some pikes as well, so mixed army, and he only has two iron smelters. He's only going for the third one right now, so this will be a bit delayed as well.
mhm. Yeah, but I think it was most important to get the iron mines, at least three of them right now, and second thing was to get
Yeah,
many coal mines. So that's what he focused on first. Uh, by the way, you can see how cleverly he tries to connect the two parts of the city by making buildings towards
yeah,
the right side.
that's nice.
And it's also pretty important to make good planning. Like here you can see the tanneries need the Admoli workshops, so when they want to deliver the ladder from one building to the other, they don't have to cover too much of a distance. If, for example, he made the tannery somewhere here, there would be a lot of distance to walk. So you can see a logical conclusion, like you have farms here, then the pig farms there, then you go here or here with the stuff made in pig farms. Not everything can be close in the base, but if you can do some buildings which depend on each other as close as it's possible, then it's good. And obviously you can see the pig farms are on the bottom, and it's better to have the tannery on the top, because from pig farm you get one skin, but you get two leather pieces from tannery, so you need two serfs to transport it, and it's better to shorten the distance of two
Yeah.
serfs here than the distance between tannery and swine farms, because only one serf is needed to transport the whole skin piece. So yeah, a lot of stuff like this makes a base good. And well, you can also notice in both of LT members' bases that they're pretty, what's the word?
Yeah,
Pretty organized.
they have a good structure.
They exactly they fill out every space possible, and they try to make the distances for serfs as small as possible. Maybe it looks kind of weird here, for example, but it was forced by the placements of forests on the map, so he had to go for woodcutters here, and that's why the farms are built in pretty strange spots here. But when you look at the right side of the city, everything is quite compact, as much as it's possible, at least. There's no wasted space here, which is kind of nice, and obviously he's not going for buildings here or here unless he really needs it.
Yeah, Blackpearl has a pretty good iron. Didn't expect that. Will be about 30 or maybe 35.
You see.
So
Oh. Indeed. Yeah, we were discussing with some guys yesterday, and we concluded that it's probably impossible to make. Hold on for a second, because probably nobody wanna listen my Facebook in the background. But yeah, we were talking about it yesterday, and we concluded that it's probably not possible to make more than 30 iron units. I mean, swordmen on this map. But we'll see if Blackie tries to break this. He still has only 10 minutes though, so it might be difficult, but he has
yeah, all these smithies are working.
3
the
hour
smithies are
smithies,
working.
yeah. And all of them are
And he is
working.
going for 4th iron mine as well.
But he doesn't have any iron ore in storehouse, so I'm thinking he will not go for the 4th iron smithy. So his production will not be boosted in these 10 minutes too much. I think he'll go for like 30 units on piston. That's the most he can get from here.
Yeah, we will see. I think I had about 30 swordmen, but that's about it on this log. Pretty difficult with this iron mines.
Yeah, I would probably have to rush it, like just completely focus on iron, and I'm not sure if it would be worth it. Maybe something like going towards this side with farms. Something like this might have a chance to work, but it will fuck up your base, its layout, and wood production.
I think
probably as well.
went for 2 farms even like here, and went for a road up here to this forest, and then to the iron mine here. So I'm a bit closer, and I completely skipped this forest because it is too far away.
Yeah. I guess then you take this one. Like you swap these two forests in your timings. Like you go for the top one first if you go for the faster iron on the
I think
right.
I went first for
And
this,
I think
then
the
for this, and then for this.
yeah, that's a nice idea, I guess. And if you try to go for this early, you have a bonus that you can make a woodcutter here extra, so that could be also nice. And you just basically try to build all the buildings on that, probably maybe some here. I think the base might be also quite compact this way. But I gotta say one thing. I am pretty sure that pre-building is crucial on a map
Yeah, you
like this,
can clearly
especially on
see
this location.
that you guys did a pre-build, because like there's a zero gap somewhere in between this building, so
You can see, especially Blacky's base, it's so
yeah.
tight. You can see a bit more space in Abjab, but I think this might be a choice to leave one piece of, uh, one tile
Yeah.
unoccupied in case there's a traffic jam or something on this main road. Oh, you can also see similar thing here, probably for a different reason, because it's better to separate the coal mines if you have a chance to do so. But it also helps this road, which is one of the roads the serfs will be walking on the most. You can see a bit of a traffic jam here, by the way. It's not anything terrible, but you can see that you have one of the main roads, and then you have the inn
By the
here,
way, he needs a second. He
and
needs a
there's a lot of
second
movement
butcher,
there.
because this one is working pretty hard, and his inn is empty because many people are hungry at this point of time.
Yeah, I'd say he also will need a second
Yeah,
inn. I think he
and the
might make
bakery
one
would be
here.
nice as well, I think, because everything here is very full.
Well, to be honest, do you really think that they expect to make this game long?
Well, I don't know, but in a really tournament scenario, I wouldn't really speculate that the enemy is bad or something
Risk
like
it.
that. I would just always try the best, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, like you notice, there's a lot of stuff in the farms. Kind of would be nice if they made one more swine farm or maybe a bakery. Yeah, he's making a mill on the right side. So that's what he's gonna do. And there's 3 minutes till peacetime. I must admit that his army is not too good. I'm kind of surprised, but doesn't look
Yeah,
good to me.
that's true. I expected better, but
Way better, especially the amount of weapons here. It's pretty bad. There's also no horses. I really don't
yeah, he
understand
went
what's
for a
happening here. It
pretty
all looked
late
pretty nice.
stable.
Mm.
Yeah, only 14 bows is bad as well, but he has only two working armor workshops, weapon workshops. So.
Yeah, yeah. You can see even the best players can have a problem with this map. It's pretty interesting to see this.
Yeah, Blackpearl looks
Uh,
better. Yeah, he has 9 horses as
yeah,
well.
yeah, way better. Yeah, there's no problems I can see here. Food looks okay. Yeah, but he has two butchers and making second in. Yeah, you can see his location is I don't know, maybe it's a bit easier.
I think it's just easier because of iron is
Iron.
in like only one place, and here it's on Uber's place. Yeah, so
Scattered
in
all
3
around,
different
yeah,
spots,
yeah.
kind of.
And I think might be that Abjab is going for I think Abjab might be going for a bit of a late game base. Which means that he won't have too much. Whoa, this looks really bad. 40 troops of
Pretty bad.
peacetime. I could do that. I could do that, come on. And look at the top team. They don't have that much, but look, there's plenty of horses here. Almost nothing else, but there's some bows. The bows are not
And
bad.
Papzakje, yeah,
This looks quite
I'm pretty
okay. I
surprised.
think,
It's looking pretty good.
yeah, it's. I mean, I kind of expected Papzakje, despite the base looking really bad, completely inefficient. It may still work. It's not the great army anyway, but yeah, I think they pulled off a pretty nice thing on this difficult map. They have a chance, I'd say. And I'm completely surprised to say this, but they have a chance. Especially, I'm surprised by the amount of horses
Yeah,
from
I think he went
Drachir.
for stable second building. Don't remember exactly, but I think he went something like that.
Yeah, it seems like it paid off. But he also has a lot of leather jackets. I didn't have time right now to take a look at the food production, which might also be a bit important if they survive the first fight. Could it be that Blackpearl and Abjab will lose in the first round against two people which nobody in our community knows about? That would be pretty interesting turn of events, and it's definitely something that can happen right now.
Pretty surprised.
Yeah, but you know, that's how the tournaments work. Sometimes you can have some surprising shit here. Guys, that's nice because you know, I kinda went to this game thinking it's probably gonna be a total GG after peacetime. Black and Abjab just gonna walk in and win. But you can see that at least when it comes to the armies, Abjab's army is not that great right now, and Black is pretty nice, but I'm not sure overall if they have much more. Maybe I could actually go and see stats right now, because we're waiting.
But I think Abia will have a great spam because he has many like leather workshops and stuff like that.
Don't let them start without me.
Yeah, I will stop them from starting.
Thank you. Okay, so what I can see and you can't see, sorry. Blackpearl has most weapons produced. Abjab has only a few more than Papzakje, and Drachir is theoretically the worst here. I can't see anything on the army graph, of course. Yeah, you can see Black and Abjab have like double the amount of iron armors, but I think that's partially because they're going for a bit of a different build. Yeah, Drachir and Blackpearl only have horses. Leather jackets, Blackpearl the best. Abjab kind of on par with Drachir, and Papzakje the worst. Gold and gold production is pretty similar for everyone. Iron production, Drachir, Papzakje on the same level. Abjab a bit better, and the best is Blackpearl. So it still seems like, yeah, and I think there's a massive advantage in leather production, but you can't really see it yet. I think Abjab's and Blackpearl's leather armor production only started working recently. I mean, kinda. I mean, it was later than the other guys, but it has a way better curve. There's a lot of A lot more leather was made in the tanneries. How about skins? Yeah,
Yeah,
similar thing.
so
They
they
have
will
twice as
outspam
that.
them.
Okay.
If they manage to survive first fight, it will be GG, I guess.
Okay, seems like I don't know the password.
I will ask them.
Yeah, thank you.
Did
Ah, I think I got it. Okay. It's not a complicated password, that's for sure.
I can already imagine.
Like the first thing everyone will try in this lobby. Literally. Ah, but you know, it's not too hard. The password was probably 4 letters only, because it's something short. Yeah, so it wasn't hard. Anyway, let's see, because this might be pretty surprising. I still think that the LT guys have pretty nice advantage in fighting skills. At least that's how it looked in the fight map stage. But you know, sometimes it's like when you play a few fights in a row, when you start respecting the enemy and you see what he's capable for, you will be much what's the word?
Look
Much more
at this.
careful. So we'll see. Oh, yeah, like you said, they're only going to the right side right now.
They're only coming out one by one and traffic
Yeah,
jam.
should I make it here? Like the should make the point of what's it called? The waypoint, whatever. But I think he might have a bit of a problem with food, so could be recommended for them
Yeah,
to
he's
attack or provoke
only
the enemy,
two
maybe.
pig farms.
Anyway, I think scouting might be better for the bottom team soon. You can see, yeah, they scouted almost half of the map already. They can see where to go and where to
They
not.
see everything right now.
But this is pretty risky, but Papzakje didn't notice. I'll just storm it. Oh, Blackie tries to invade the base with horses. Could be it. Ah, not really. Yeah, but that's another thing. When you play with the best, you will learn that you should be aggressive whenever you have a real chance to do something. And I would probably try to loot these horses and storm them or something like this. That would already be a big advantage for the top team. Anyway, they definitely have to go to one spot right now with the troops. I think it would pay off to be aggressive, but obviously they don't know what the enemy has and they can only imagine the worst if they know this players well.
They don't have the best scout as well to see what kind of army the LT guys have.
Exactly. They're trying. Not sure what Drachir's horses are doing on the left side. Maybe he
There's
spotted
one
someone.
horse off.
Oh, look. Yeah, somehow he knew he's here. Maybe he saw it earlier. Uh-huh. Or maybe he's cheating. Hmm. here we go, camping period. Let's see. I think Blackie is about to attack from the right. Just hope the top team can do it right when it comes to catching the enemy. I think a bit of a problem is that Drachir doesn't have a lot of melee. He has pretty nice horses though, so if he catches it nicely, especially, I mean, if he catches Abjab nicely and tries to kill off the pikes as soon as possible, it might look nice. But let's look at the top, because I think Blackpearl will be the opening move.
Pretty hard.
Maker.
Can just shoot for free now.
Yeah, he can't really go back, so I guess he'll just attack. Yeah, that's what he's doing. We should have even stomped. Okay, nice. He just pushed him off.
And Drachir,
not gonna help much,
Drachir
but yeah.
should go a bit like here, so Abjab can't help him. And he's doing that right now.
Yeah, but look, he's kinda reacting. It's not the fastest job they could do, but it might be enough if they have a bit of luck.
Can just go here with his pikes. Problem is that these horses...
He can, yeah. They're catching on the right. Abjab is going in, and what happens here? I really hope, yeah, he's storming, exactly. I was about to say, hey, just storm this shit and go for this. Now he should divide the horses, but oh, he's not going for the bows. But look, Abjab's bows are in very bad position, and the right side seems to be holding.
Yeah, the top side is
maybe not.
GG already.
Yeah. But damn, it was so close. If only these horses could be free fast. It's a really shame, because when I saw this, I was like, okay, they have a real chance now, because all it took is one click. Come on, it was so close. And do it fast, kill these guys, and just go to the right side with the bows. Oh well. Man, I'm really angry right now.
But it's still closer than I thought at the start of the game, so...
Yeah, it's pretty fucking close. It's kind of a damn shame that they had to play against such experienced players, which, as you could see, even if in a not so good situation, they pulled it off. I mean, they had pretty nice situation on the top, but it was something like, if Drachir could be very fast on the bottom and he had a real chance with these horses, then he could just kill everything from Abjab like easy, have his all army left intact, and just help on the top and destroy the LT army. Whoa. But this game shows us one thing, that you can't make assumptions in this tournament on this map, that's for sure. Well, I mean, I guess right now we can, because there's like no way this can be killed. He already is inside the base, yeah. Yeah, very nice performance from the underdogs, I gotta say. But let's face it, there was almost no way that Abjab and Blackpearl is gonna lose this.
Yeah.
Still, I'm pretty happy that we had a very short but quite exciting fight. We can see the statistics now. Yeah, well, you can see Drachir killed quite a lot for a guy that lost the game. So that only says how bad what Abjab did was. I mean, it was probably necessary, but he took a very big risk. And personally, I think it would be way better to divide the pikes, leave some defending the bowman. Maybe he was defending and I didn't notice, but it didn't seem like. I think he only had a couple of swordmen
Yeah,
right there. So it would be very easy. Just divide the horses in half or something like this, and catch the swordman with anything, like with half of the horses, for example, and the other half goes to
then
kill the
it would
boss.
be very
And
much different.
exactly. And I think Drachir saw this. Like you could see the movement to the right
Yeah,
side with the horses at exactly the correct moment, but then he hesitated and it costed them the win, I think, or at least the win in the first fight. But yeah, you can. Oh, interesting stats. You can also see that Papzakje's army, theoretically at least, was on par with what Abjab and Blackpearl had. Of course, he had quite some militias, from what I noticed, but I think it's a pretty surprising game, and the result was almost as surprising. And I gotta say that the unknown guys did
yeah,
a really good job.
definitely.
Okay, I guess that's it, unless there's another tournament game going on and I can see some lobby. Let me see who was supposed to play against Skeletal Regis, Red Cronus. Oh, that's not them probably. Okay, so probably no tournament games right now, which means I'll probably disconnect and come back when we can find another. Okay, seems like the Regis and Skeletal versus Red and Kronos will happen in the evening. That's the news, and I don't know about any other games so far, which probably means that I'm going to disconnect right now. So yeah, thanks Harry for commentating on this one with me. I think it was pretty
Yeah, it
interesting.
was a pleasure to be here.
Indeed. Yeah, and, see you later today to everyone, I guess, because we'll definitely, at least I'll definitely stream some more games, maybe with Harry or Philo. We'll see
Yeah,
about that. Yeah. Okay,
bye
so
bye.
see you all.